Nation. Randy Reed here for Coffee and a Tip with a Karate Guy. I'm working, and so's the stash. What do you think of that? Hey, I'm getting something good out of this lock-in. Speaking of the lock-in, it's so interesting what's going on in our community now, our martial arts community. I'm so impressed with the people who stepped up their game, stepped up their systems. I had an interesting conversation with one of my black belts, Jeff Cork, the other day, and he mentioned that he'd had his school for 15 years of a brick and mortar live classes, martial arts school for over 15 years, and he had 48 hours to turn that thing into a online studio. And I think a lot of us did the same thing. A lot of us are putting in a bunch of hours in there, correct? So it's interesting how the top people in the country who were at a high level before, Jeff Quirk has a 7-figure school, they were able to see the challenge, show leadership, dive into there, lead their team, and they're being very successful. I know he said he had over 400 people take class throughout the night, a couple of weeks ago. So it's going real well. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of them following that same line. So when we talk about leadership, one of the things I want to remind you about this week is make sure it's positive leadership. Make sure that you're the calming influence and the confident influence of where we're going forward. So now it seems like the talk on the internet, the news and all that sort of thing, the babble that's out there is now moving towards when we're going to get back open instead of how bad it's going to be and when we're going to close. So that's exciting to start hearing that. Now, is it going to be 2 weeks, a month, 2 months? I don't know, but the conversation is going in the right direction. That's encouraging to me. I'm still looking around at things I want to get done before we get back open again. I'm sure you're in the same boat. Chief Master Clark, he's frothing at the bit. I mean, he's going to open no matter what. God bless him, and I'm behind him 100%. He's a true leader in our industry, and he's leading the charge these days. Speaking of leadership, one of the people I'd like to talk about today is Dan Hart. He has the All Heart Academy, Fit Kids, I think it is, out in the New Jersey area. This kid won a trip to CozTalks a couple of years ago. He was just getting started in business. Now he's running 2 or 3 locations. He's busting his butt. And he was actually a speaker at CozTalks this year. I'm going to put his presentation, which actually had people in tears. It was so impactful. You're going to want to watch that at the end of the video this year. Amazing guy. He actually put on a mascot uniform and has gone from student to student, going to their house and leading them through some workouts out in the yard. I'm going to show you a little spot. Take a look here. Now that is exciting. I think he said he did that for 100 of his own members, plus another 100 members within the community. So he's making an impact. He's busting his behind, man. He had a picture when he took that thing off. He's all sweated up. He's working sun up to sundown. He's being a leader. In just a few short years, he's done some fantastic things. So those are the kind of people we have in our community. Those are the kind of people that are setting the standards for us. And hopefully you're going that same extra mile. Let me get some more coffee here. Give you a little more chance to look at the mustache. I am liking this. It is my goal that by the time we get to CozTalks next February, this thing is impressive. And by the way, last week I mentioned that Chris Rodriguez was doing an all-day training last Saturday. She did that online, 8 hours, fantastic training. She's got a replay of that you can buy for, I think it's $100. 8 hours of working with her for $100. You ain't gonna do any better than that. I don't get anything out of this. This is just something that I think is beneficial to the Dojo Nation community, the martial arts community, and a good chance for you to get some information. She always does good stuff. And at the end of this video, for this week's tip, I'm going to be posting a replay of Dan Hart's tremendous presentation at CozTalks this year. CozTalks is an event we do each February down in Cozumel, Mexico. Dan started out as a beginner, as a newbie, and here it is 2 years later, and he's actually a speaker. And his presentation got some people's eyes watering. It's very impactful. It's going to be well worth your, whatever it is, 12, 13 minutes. And keep an eye on Dan. He's going to go places in our business. Randy Reed, over and out. See you next week.
Yeah, 2 years ago I was sitting right there, and honestly I never heard of any of the speakers. I never even heard of Randy. Got a good story about him now. But I was just starting out. I was brand new to the game. You know, I had a small part-time gym. This is my thing. I just like working with kids. I didn't even know like there was a business coaching industry. I didn't know it existed. Fast forward to today, I have the 3. I have 2 more on the way, and I plan on franchising our business, which is Fit Kids USA. So to say the least, it's been a crazy 2 years. It's been awesome. What I want to talk about today is how I got here, because I certainly didn't do it alone. You know, it's a story about how the right guidance and the right mentors can have a huge impact on your life. Now, I set some huge goals with franchising, and they scare the heck out of me, but I'm really excited to see what I can do and to see what happens. So quick background. I was born and raised in West Palm Beach, Florida, and the trailer park side, not like my side, and it was a rough start. One of my earliest memories was when I was 4 or 5 years old, and I was sitting on the couch watching TV, and the SWAT team kicked down our front door, stampeded through our living room, busted into my mom's room, arrested her, and hauled her off to prison. My mom was dating a guy who, as it turns out, robbed a bank, and she drove the getaway car. So I'm like, they took my mom off to prison. They took us to a foster home, which was a really hard transition. You know, it wasn't a lot of fun, but it is what it is. My mom gets out of prison. She regains custody of us. She starts dating a new guy and develops a pretty bad drug habit. Things go downhill pretty quickly. We move around a lot. We don't really go to school. We're living in and out of hotels. We're living in and out of cars. And around 5th or 6th grade, we hit rock bottom, and we're totally homeless. Enter my dad. I haven't really seen my dad for quite a few years. He wasn't actually doing too much better up in New Jersey. He was a junk metal guy. He was scrapping metal for cash on the side of the road, and he was just living day by day. But he took action. And he drove down to Florida. Somehow he found us, and he literally kidnapped us. And he put us in that beat-up pickup truck, and we drove for 18 hours straight back to New Jersey. It wasn't much better in New Jersey. We're still really poor. We're living off of food stamps. We were moving around a lot. School was pretty rough. We were sharing clothes. We were sharing rooms. But we did have a roof over our head. Until high school. Life threw us another curveball. My father passed away, and we were suddenly homeless again, and on our own. Enter Coach George. Luckily, during high school, I joined a wrestling team, and I met my wrestling coach. And he changed everything. You know, he was my first mentor. He had a major impact on my life. He taught me my work ethic. He taught me how to embrace the grind. And he taught me to never give up. And I tried to give up. I tried to quit wrestling. I wasn't that good. I was getting beat up. I broke a finger and I quit. And Coach George found me in the lunchroom, and he pulled me aside. And he wouldn't take that for an answer. He wouldn't let me quit. He wouldn't give up on me. He saw something in me that I didn't see myself. And that 30-second encounter in the lunchroom changed my entire life path. Started to get good at wrestling, started winning. I made a name for myself. I got recruited. And Coach George gave me one choice. He said, you get to choose what school that you want to attend, but you don't have an option of going to college or not. It's like, you're going. And since I was living out of my car, I think college is a pretty good choice. Enter Ice, who's my college coach. Ice was the next level. He was the biggest mentor I've ever had. He was exactly who I needed in my life. I got good at wrestling. I did well in college. I don't care about that. Ice taught me how to believe in myself. And that's a life skill that goes way beyond wrestling. It goes way beyond college. You can't put a price tag on that. You know, that's something I'll be forever grateful for. He was literally my biggest mentor. Because of these two coaches, why I know my life mission is to give back and to provide a positive mentorship to kids. I know it's my obligation, it's my responsibility to be the person and to be the coach that I needed when I was a kid. So I risked it all. I gave up a great career. 6-figure income, company car, went all in. I lost friends and family, I broke down and I cried. But I know it's what I had to do. What I didn't know was how to do it. How to run a business, how to open a gym, how to get leads, how to close sales. I didn't grow up in the martial arts industry. I didn't know what I was doing. Systems and marketing, I was like, you lost me. Enter Dwayne, Randy, Melody, Brandon, Chung Park, Chris Rodriguez, Mike Evans. You know, I'm very fortunate to have these mentors for my business, and every single one of them has had a positive impact on my business and on my life. So I'd like to give you the top 5 reasons why you must have a business coach, a mentor, or several of them. But you must, you have to. You cannot afford not to. The definition of Kaizen is continuous improvement. You know, we're all here to get better. We're all learners. We're learning from events like this. We are here to learn. And maybe coconuts. But we're learning from these guys' wins and from their losses. You know, the old trends and the new trends. What's hot and what's not. The saying goes, you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Like, these guys are part of my 5. They're my mentors. They're here to help. They've been through it all. They understand the struggle, the sleepless nights, the stress, the anxiety, the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur. You know, having the right coach will change your life. So here are my top 5. You know, number 1 is time collapse. I don't want to wait 20 years to gain all this experience. I want it in the shortest amount of time as possible. I want it now. Super Dan.
Sir.
How long have you been in the industry?
53 years.
I want that experience. I want that knowledge. I want to buy you a drink later?
Take it.
Number 2 is you're going to save money. You're going to save money learning from all of their costly mistakes. Melody's already saved me from making a huge mistake. Thank you. Yeah, you might have to pay them, but rightfully you should. You know, you're going to save money in the long run. You have to consider it an investment in your business and in your life. 3 is you get the coach and their support team. They all have teams of like-minded individuals that are on their side. I'm in Dwayne's group. I'm in Melody's group. I'm in Brandon's group, I'm in Randy's group, and I'm in Alan's group. There's hundreds of people in each group that are all there to help. That's priceless. Number, what was the number one?
Three. Doesn't matter, just keep it.
Yeah, I know. Number 4, having the right coach will push you out of your comfort zone. Now it's scary being an entrepreneur, especially in job. It's risky, but having the right coach will take you to that edge and help you take that leap. I would still have a full-time job and a part-time gym if it wasn't for Dwayne. So thank you. It's not easy, but thank you. And number 5 is they're going to help you set your goals and they're going to hold you accountable. They've been there. They know what's up. You know, and if you're slacking, they're going to call you out on that. This is why it's so important to have a coach, a mentor, somebody who's been there, somebody to guide you, somebody to support you, somebody to push you, and somebody to hold you accountable. So I know it's not a no pitch event, but buy their stuff. Join their groups, connect with them. Join their masterminds, pick their brains, DM them, PM them, text them, tweet them, whatever you have to do. Buy them one of the blue drinks, but get on their radar. They are here to help. Take advantage of them. Take advantage of this event. So I know I'm not the only one who has positive mentors in your life. I think you should take a second, take a moment, and reach out to them and thank them. This is the reason why we're doing this. I'm very clear on my vision, and I'm very clear on my goals. And I know where Fit Kids is going. I know I still need a lot of help. But I know I will surround myself with the right people and the right coaching to get me there. I want you guys to do the same. Having the right coach will change your life. So I'd like to close with my favorite quote by Isaac Newton, and I believe it 1,000%. If I've gone further or seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of these giants. Take advantage of them. Thank you.
By a show of hands, hold on. I want you to take this moment here. By a show of hands, how many feel touched or inspired by what he just shared? That's what we're here to do.
You put me in a room with 500 kids and I'm like, good. 50 people, I'm like nervous.
I had to block the steps. He was trying to get away.
500 kids, I can do whatever.
Awesome. All right, guys, so we're going to take a 15-minute break, hit the restroom, grab some fruit, coffee, water. We're going to come back. We've got Alan Belcher, who's going to tear up the stage when we get back. So 15 minutes. It's going to put us right around 18 after.
And you guys do understand there's